This is how Charles Oliveira can win against Ilia Topuria at UFC 317. Here's the thing, man. I don't think Oliveira is going to win, but there is a path to victory for him, and he has the tools to make it happen. So first off is the clinch. Charles Oliveira has really good clinch work. He's able to land knees to the body, to the head, and the uppercut. That's lead collar tie into uppercut is a very good weapon of his, and I think he should be able to utilize them here. But with the clinch, there also comes the danger while breaking away. He could get chinned with a big right hand while he's breaking away from the clinch, pushing Topuria off, and between that moment where he pushes him off, so his hand gets back to his face, there's an opening there. There's a window for Topuria to land that right hand. Again, the clinch. Now, on the feet, he has very good teeps. His teeps to the body, his teep to the head, this front kick to the head more of, and that teep to the thigh. He has a really good stomp to the knee. He used it very well against Chandler, and this weapon was effective against Topuria when Max Holloway was using it. And I think he could use that to kind of keep the range against Topuria because that's one thing Oliveira has in this matchup is range. I think he has like a five inch reach advantage, so I feel like he needs to utilize that in order to win. And the kicks. Speaking of kicks, the head kick, that lead head kick is a good weapon because generally, generally this is Topuria likes to use a modified shoulder roll and a Philly shell to kind of defend, and that kick could slip through. That lead head kick is very, very good not only to try to land, to try to hurt him, but when you're blocking that side, which is Topuria's right hand, his backhand, he's not able to use it. He's gonna get smacked. It's gonna get slapped around. There's gonna be more lactic acid buildup, and it's gonna be more sluggish to throw. See how Ian Gary used that against Carlos Pates. Even though they're different stances, the concept is still the same. He's using that kick to occupy the rear hand, so he can't throw it. I think that's something that Oliveira could do. And with the head kicks, that right head kick. Now, Poirier and Ilia Topuria kind of has a very similar kind of defense. What in terms of their head, they kind of use the shoulder and one hand, and this is where the head kick can slip through. Just like how Gaethje landed it on Poirier the second time, Oliveira could try to land this behind that right hand, like he did against Dariush here. And the uppercut. Obviously, Topuria is a shorter opponent. He could land that uppercut. It could be a good weapon because I think Topuria might try to shoot. I don't know if he should. I think that's a bad idea, but I think he should use that uppercut. Again, he should go for the takedown. Oliveira needs to go for the takedown in this matchup. If he stands on the feet, he's gonna be counting down that clock. That clock is gonna tick, and when it hits zero, Topuria is gonna land that right hand. I just think it's too dangerous, especially especially spending long, long, long times on the feet against Topuria because he is a sniper. He's not just a sniper; he's a cannon operator. He will he will calculate, he will wait, and he will find that shot. He's very, very accurate. Now, with the takedown, he needs to be careful because Topuria does have that BJJ black belt, quote unquote, but I don't know how. Who knows how good it is, right? So I think he should shoot and not be afraid to end up on bottom because Oliveira is very good at negating damage on bottom. The only two people that were able to hurt him is Arman Tsarukyan and Islam Makhachev. Um, every other opponent was not able to land significant ground and pound against Oliveira, and except for Michael Chandler with the back of the head shots. But I don't think Topuria is on that level. I don't think he'll be able to land effective shots. If he uses the elbow, maybe he will. But Oliveira spends a lot of time underneath people trying to defend strikes. So I don't think he should worry about being on bottom. If anything, he should invite it because then he's not on the feet and Topuria isn't able to generate that nuclear power. And once you get that, go for that takedown, you're in on it. Obviously, he's probably going to be shooting near defense. That's the good idea. He has two options to try to go for the back, like that, try to go for the submission, uh, hop on the back, or try to go for that takedown and then go into that ground and pound. Look, Oliveira's ground and pound is very interesting. It's very unique. He uses blunt elbows that doesn't really cut, It doesn't do a lot of does good damage, but they're not frequent. He uses few elbows, and I think this is a very effective strategy because one, it prioritizes control. You land good shots, it's discouraging and it's tiring. And I think if he can get Topuria in this position, he'll be very comfortable and he has very decent control on top. He's not no Makachev, but he's got solid control on top and he should land these big shots. Or go for the back. I think having Topuria's back will be a little difficult because he's so stocky, but if you're able to do it, it would help burn that gas tank, let that lactic acid build up. And more lactic acid buildup is less power. He's able to throw that power hand less, and maybe it'll even be slower. And on the ground, again, I think he should go for submissions. I think that leg locks, not even to try to get him, but to threaten them, to use them to advance to the next position is great. You can try it again, test that jujitsu, see how good it is, because Oliveira is proven to have one of, if not the best jujitsus in the UFC. Does Topuria have that? Is he able to match him on the ground? We'll see. And I think Oliveira would be smart to try to test that. Now, what he shouldn't do is trade. He should not trade with Topuria because even though Oliveira has good power, I just don't trust in his endurance at this stage of his career. I trust in Topuria's endurance. Another thing he shouldn't do is lunge in. Like, what is this? Doing this will get you caught with a big right hook. If he does this against Topuria, it's over. Okay? Do not lunge in to try to find shots on him. He needs to be patient. He needs to switch up the tempo. I think Oliveira would be good to try to pressure early with aggression. Be aggressive early. Make him think, oh, it's gonna have a fire fight, and then slow it down, like in the Michael Chandler fight, where he's pressuring Chandler just with his presence, with his ability to do harm, but not actually doing it. Because when Oliveira attacks, he leaves himself very open. He needs to switch up the tempo to kind of throw out Topuria's ability to read. And he definitely should not be near the fence. This is where I think Oliveira will lose because he has his footwork has gotten better, but it's not that good. I feel like Topuria is going to be able to corner him and hurt him right here. You see with that overhand, this is where Topuria can unload those long combinations, mix them to the body, to the head, and once Topuria has him here, I don't think he's gonna let Oliveira off the hook. Oliveira's gonna have to fight out of this position, and I don't see him that going well for him. Obviously, he has good power, and he could do, you could smoke Topuria, but Topuria has the huge advantage here. This is where he does his best work. And if you look, one thing about Oliveira, he has a very high and tight guard. And people always talk about how technical he is. He always has his hands up. But that's with his rear hand. This is just one image. But Oliveira likes to keep his right hand up, and his left hand is not usually there. And guess what that side is? That is Topuria's right hand. I think with that long, high and tight guard, it's good. It's good. But Topuria has next level accuracy, and with this type of a guard, Topuria is gonna be able to sneak it around that side. There's openings there. Oliveira is gonna try to defend. I feel like Topuria is gonna sneak a shot through, and it's gonna stun Oliveira. Overall, I would say Oliveira has about like a 30% chance. He has the tools to win. He has the physicality. He has the offensive wrestling. He has the jujitsu. But I just think that fundamental flaw of poor defense, recklessness, and his lack of ability to eat shots is going to hurt him. I feel like it's going to look a bit like that Gaethje fight. I think Topuria is going to hurt him and he's going to drop him. But I think Topuria will be patient and chip him away until Oliveira is thoroughly rocked. Then he'll jump on him. I think when Topuria jumps on him, he might go for that submission. He has both paths there. He can go for the submission or the ground and pound. Each way works. And honestly, man, it's gonna be a sad night. We will be going to sleep.